Hello there, Sully here, the retired tanker yanker. Welcome to Transitions. If this is your first time here, or if you're a returning visitor and not yet subscribed, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button right down there. And if you are a subscriber, thank you for your continued support. And if you're a new subscriber, welcome. Doing something a little bit different today. Now, I not only create YouTube content, I watch a lot of YouTube. I can usually find something which is far more entertaining than a lot of the crap that's shown on TV these days. And I watch a variety of videos on a variety of topics because my interests are quite varied. I'm truly eclectic. But one of the category of videos which I watch a lot of is flat earth debunking videos. And I do have some favorites. Simon Dan, Bob the Science Guy, Team Skeptic, Conspiracy Cats, Fight the Flat Earth, Mr. Sensible, and Sir Sick are some of the ones I watch a lot. Now, these creators don't necessarily limit themselves to flat earth debunking, but most of their videos tend towards this demographic. Now, it is not, repeat, not my intent to disparage these or any debunkers for that matter. I mean, they offer thoughtful, insightful arguments against the dreck that the flurfs put out. And they occasionally like to post the comments that they receive, which usually consist of ad hominem attacks, name-calling, insults, etc., but offer no counter. I myself in the past have challenged flat earthers to produce an actual photograph of the flat earth taken from space, which shows the flat earth and their dome and the Antarctic ice wall. They can't do that because such photos don't exist. There are photos taken of the globe, however, taken from outer space. Most notably, the Earthrise photo taken by astronaut Bill Anders on the Apollo 8 mission. This photo was taken in December of 1968, and it actually appeared on the cover of Life magazine in January of 1969. Now, the flat Earth community likes to say that these photos are all fake, they're all CGI, and the simple fact that CGI didn't really exist at that time doesn't deter them. According to them, the Apollo moon landings were all faked, and any film that you see of it is all CGI. Well, I remember my first exposure to CGI, I guess it was in 1972. It was a video game called Pong. Remember Pong? 8-bit monochrome stuff? Yeah. They can fake a moon landing using that. Now, every conspiracy theory does have a little bit of truth in it. It is true that NASA commissioned filmmaker Stanley Kubrick to make a film showing a lunar EVA. This was done in case the video feed was not working. At least they would have something to show people watching at home to give them an idea of what was going on. Now, in later years, conspiracy theorists jumped on this, using the Kubrick film as proof that the lunar mission was a fake. In subsequent years, a movie came out called Capricorn 1. It starred James Brolin, Sam Waterston, and O.J. Simpson, and it depicted the first manned mission to Mars. Right before the launch, the pezzo davanti at NASA realized that it wasn't going to work, and at the last minute they pulled the astronauts out of the capsule and faked the whole thing. There are people who claim that since it was possible to fake something like this, then they had to fake it. Well, lawyers have a term for such reasoning. Pro hoc, ergo proster hoc. Because it could have been done, it had to be done. Well, I have a term for this type of logic myself. Bullshit! But the video feed was working. It was a simple, monochrome, 10 frames per second signal, not unlike the very early television broadcasts using the system invented by Philo Farnsworth. Useless Facts Department! Farnsworth invented television to be used as an educational tool and for communications. It was David Sarnoff who invented the network broadcast model, which we are all subject to today. Now, this so disgusted Farnsworth that he refused to even own a television receiver until Apollo 11. 40 years after he patented the invention, he went out and bought his first TV set so that he could watch the lunar EVA. That's a true story. As a 12-year-old, I remember watching the Apollo 11 EVA on TV. Now, a lot of these flirts weren't even born in 1969, yet they have the nerve, the audacity, and the gall to try to tell me it was all faked. Now, it's pretty hard to convince me since the entire mission was live on TV, and since there were only 3 channels to choose from back then, the coverage was there. No network wanted to be scooped. Yeah, we didn't get to see Bonanza or Flipper, but live from the Sea of Tranquility, that sort of was better. Flirts like to say, do your own research. Well, I was there watching it on TV. You weren't, but okay. I'll do my own research. Wait a minute. I did my own research. I watched it live on TV when you weren't even a gleam in your daddy's eye. Okay, this might sound a bit hypocritical, but YouTube videos just flat out aren't a good source of research. Just because it's on YouTube or somebody sent you an email or you saw something on Facebook, that doesn't necessarily make it true. Okay, I'm a YouTube creator. I make music videos. And I'm really not all that great of a musician. That doesn't mean that I shouldn't at least try, right? And the Flirts do in fact try. They do experiments which they claim couldn't possibly be done on a globe Earth. Yo! Numbnuts! You just did that on a globe Earth! Your premise is automatically preposterous. Oh, and by the way, Facebook State and the University of YouTube aren't just exactly the best places in the world from which to have a degree. Okay, let me qualify what I mean here. Flat earthers aren't necessarily stupid, nor are they dumb. Many are highly intelligent and many are pretty smart. It's just that sometimes smart people do stupid things. So, why do flirts become flirts? A lot of them are loner types. Does that mean that all loners become flirts? No. It's like when a guy is found out to be a serial killer and the TV news interviews his neighbors and they say, he was a loner. Some people will therefore conclude that all loners are serial killers. And some will conclude that all loners are flirts. Pro hoc. Ergo, proster hoc. To tell you the truth, I am basically a loner. I'm not an introvert. More of an omnivert, actually. I certainly don't suffer from low self-esteem. In fact, I often say that when I'm alone, I'm in the best of company. That's not narcissism either. I do like myself. But a lot of flirts suffer from low self-esteem. They're looking for acceptance, and they find unconditional acceptance in that community. And then they watch the videos of the mavens of flirtery and believe what they hear. Others can be a bit pathological. They stalk people to hand out their literature. They avoid their families or their peers in order to spout their nonsense. Boy, Thanksgiving dinner must be a lot of fun in their homes. But they find acceptance in the flirt community, so they tend to gravitate there. And flirts just love to cherry pick. They'll find a clip which contains a statement which might support their position, use it entirely out of context, and claim that it's proof of a flat earth. Well, that's what they call doing our own research. I'll tell you what I call it. Bullshit! You know, the flirts who do this ought to pursue gainful employment, maybe making political ads. But regardless of these things, they like sounding smart. They think that they know what they're talking about, and they may have the ability to be convincing. Well, this is what the Dunning-Kruger effect is all about. People lack a basic understanding of what they're talking about, but believe that they do, so they offer their opinions freely. But there are some real idiots in the flirt community, and our videos are pure fodder for the debunking community. One idiot in particular is a loser named Nathan Thompson. Thompson likes to hang out outside of schools and hand out pamphlets about the flat earth. His belief is that school children are being indoctrinated into believing the globe earth. The thing he fails to understand is hanging out around schools and luring students to you is called stalking to the rest of us. And it's a crime everywhere. But this activity has led to his arrest. I guess he doesn't understand what he is doing is in fact a crime, but ignorance of the law is not an excuse for breaking the law. And speaking of school, there's an argument that used by flirts. You've been brainwashed. I have to wonder, who is brainwashing whom? Well, there's a way you can tell. If someone ever uses the expression, you've been brainwashed, then they're trying to brainwash you. Understand? The Illuminati, the Freemasons, them, they, the government, NASA, all accomplices in the lie. And of course, if such a conspiracy existed that they are trying to lie to us about the Earth being flat, wouldn't that require the cooperation of every nation on Earth? I mean, countries at war with each other, working together to prove that the Earth is a globe? Yeah, that'll work. Oh yeah, science is a religion. Didn't you know that? That's what flirts say. Forget for a minute that the word science is from the Latin scientia, which means knowledge. Religion is 100% based on faith. Faith means believing something which cannot be proven empirically. But science is based on empirical evidence. Yes, the two can coexist peacefully, but they're still two sides of the coin. Flirts don't get the concept of faith versus knowledge, but then again, flirts don't believe that science is knowledge. Flirts like to say that school students have been indoctrinated. They have been taught to believe whatever they have been told. And a flirt once accused me of being the product of a government-sponsored public educational system. Yo, jitbag, I went to Catholic school. I use like that for Philly attitude. And if you want to know what jitbag means, you can Google that, John. Really, I was taught by clergy and lay teachers. I was taught science, math, and religion. I was taught that these ideas work together, that these fish swim in the same direction. Nice try, though. And there's another flirt idiot out there, a guy who calls himself CC. CC likes to make videos in his car while he's driving. Now, as a retired professional truck driver, I have a philosophical objection to this. I mean, making a video while you're driving, and I'm not talking about a POV video like JBG Travels or Long Haul Larry. I'm talking a video where he is on camera, looking at the camera while he's driving. Well, the DOT and the various police and sheriff departments, they have a word for this activity. It's called distracted driving. But I'm a professional driver. Okay, a retired professional driver. But my 25 years driving big trucks, 2.5 million miles in 47 different states and 4 Canadian provinces, I think that gives me the right, or at least a privilege, to say what it really is. Bullshit! Now, to be fair, he did try to make a video in his home once, but his wife walked in on him and told him to knock off this bullshit, or words to that effect. Yo, CC, your wife seems to think that you're wasting your time. Hey, look, just because you believe in something, that's not proof that it's true. I mean, I know people who think that astrology is real, and anyone with a brain knows that astrology is a bunch of hooey, but there are people who swear by it. And some of these people are otherwise intelligent individuals, but in this case, they bought the Empire State Building. Look, if you want to believe that the Earth is flat, that's your business. I really don't care. I think that you're an idiot, but I'm not going to try to convince you otherwise. Believe what you want. And I never want to begrudge people their religious beliefs. I mean, I was raised in the Catholic faith. I went to Catholic school for 12 years. And in that time, I was taught by both clergy and lay teachers. Never once was I taught that anyone who wasn't Catholic was wrong, though. Religion was required in Catholic schools, but we were taught theology, which is the study of religion. All religions. We were taught to respect those with different faith, and that included atheists and agnostics. Now, these days I consider myself an agnostic. This is because I have seen no empirical evidence which either supports or disproves the existence of a supreme being. There's circumstantial evidence of both opinions, but nothing that will really stand up in court. I have, however, heard evangelical Christians who believe in evolution, science, even the Big Bang. There's one thing that I don't believe in, and that's the paranormal. I mean, I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in an afterlife. I have no proof, but the circumstantial evidence is pretty overwhelming. I personally have never had a paranormal experience, and while that is no proof, I do believe people who claim to have had such experiences may have been having a very vivid dream or even an hallucination. These things I know exist. Or it could be a case of the Mandela effect. And I don't necessarily believe in the Mandela effect, or at least how it's presented in YouTube videos. But there might be something to it. I mean, we've all seen the movie Forrest Gump. And when we quote it, we like to say that life is like a box of chocolates. But actually what he said was, Mama always said life was like a box of chocolates. Was, past tense. But how do people remember it? James Cagney, my favorite actor of all time, never said, "You dirty rat." And I defy anybody to show me where he said it. Humphrey Bogart never said, "Play it again, Sam." But that's how people remember it. What he said was, "If she can stand it, I can stand it. You played it for her, you played it for me. Play it." But I digress. I could cite other examples of flat earth foolishness, and that's exactly what it is, foolishness. But instead, I think I'm going to take a little sidetrack and pick on the debunking community here. Not because I disagree with them, but because it's flat out becoming boring. I mean, how many times do you need to tell somebody that 2 plus 2 equals 4? And no matter how many times you tell them, they insist that 2 plus 2 equals 5, and anyone who tries to tell them different is wrong. I mean, you're never going to convince them that they're wrong, even though they are. So exactly how long can you bang your head against the wall before you figure out that the wall's going to win? It gets old in a hurry. So, does that mean I'm now going to stop watching these debunking videos? Yeah, probably not. It's escapist entertainment. And, you know, we already know that flirts have their heads so far up their asses they can do a self-colonoscopy anyway. I mean, they refuse to allow the facts get in the way of their opinions. It's just sometimes I'm wondering if the debunkers aren't wasting their time. But I'd like to make a suggestion to the debunking community out there if I can. Or maybe this is a challenge. If a flurf has made another absurd video touting the same old straw men, have fun with them. You're going to get insulted by their minions anyway, so go with it. Have fun. Mock them. It may be in poor taste, but hey, it works. Don't be so serious, for Christ's sake. Go after them the way the Three Stooges went after Gentlemen, or the way Monty Python went after, well, everything. Yeah, so maybe I am having second thoughts, and we'll continue to watch flirt debunking videos. But I'll be paying attention to how you're going to do it, and if it's getting boring, you are going to hear some Philly attitude. Quite frankly, I don't know how many people are going to watch this video because I don't have a lot of subscribers and my videos don't get a lot of views. But there's a lot of debunkers out there who get lots of views. Simon Dan, he has lots of subscribers. So does Conspiracy Cats, Fight the Flat Earth, Mr. Sensible, Blue Marble Science, Team Skeptic, Bob the Science Guy, and even Sir Sick. These creators, as I said before, don't do exclusive debunking videos, but I've yet to hear any of them play the guitar or sing. Conspiracy Cats does have some guitars hanging on the wall behind them. Yo, Cats, pick up an axe and give us a tune, how about it? Hey, I'll show you how easy it is. That's about 12 bars. I know, I'm not all that great at it, and probably a lot of you think I even suck, but it's my thing. How come I don't deserve a crap load of subscribers? Come on, if you're watching this and you like what you're seeing, subscribe. And if you don't like what you're seeing, subscribe anyway. For transitions, this is Sully, the retired tanker yanker. Safe and happy travels, everybody.